Now to stories from across the continent. Nigeria is grappling with high food inflation rates following last year's severe flooding coupled with the spillover effects of the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. Here are this and other news-making headlines.
Floods that swept across Nigeria last year are among the worst the country has ever recorded. By the time the water began to recede, over 600,000 hectares of farmlands had been damaged, according to the National Emergency Management Agency. Even before the floods hit, Nigeria had been facing a huge food security challenge as a result of insurgency and banditry in the country's northern regions, which is an important food belt. The United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF, estimates that around 25 million Nigerians could be facing food insecurity by June this year. Food inflation in the country is currently at a high of 24.32%. Meanwhile, South Africa has unveiled new tax incentives to encourage investments in the production of clean power to help the country battle an energy crisis that has sparked worsening blackouts. The country's finance minister says businesses will be able to reduce the taxable income by 125% of the cost of an investment in renewables. South Africa plans to introduce a new tax incentives for individuals who install rooftop solar panels to reduce pressure on the grid and help ease the scheduled blackouts. The bailout for Eskom that provides almost all of South Africa's electricity will send national debts soaring to 5.8 trillion rand in the next 3 years. Finally, the Petroleum Authority of Uganda says land acquisition process for oil and gas infrastructure will become a benchmark for best practices in mega projects, both in Uganda and beyond. Uganda's oil and gas activities has a significant impact on local communities and is crucial to the country. Uganda's resettlement actions plan for oil projects were designed for the betterment of project-affected persons. So far, the resettlement and compensation of project-affected persons stood at 99.5% for Kingfisher, 94% for Tilenga, and 65% for East African Crude Oil Pipeline, which will be leasing land under long-term leases from the authorities in Uganda and Tanzania. For Lunchtime News, I'm Taneta Chola.